What do I think of The City of Lost Children? That's an interesting one. I remember years ago being enchanted by an image of a poster for the film. I think I saw it in the 101 Sci-Fi Movies You Must See Before You Die book. The one with the side profile of the character Crank in that elaborate headset. I thought, wow, I gotta see that. That one might end up being one of my absolute favourite movies of all time. I was so excited to see it, and by the time I was going to sit down with it, I'd become a major fan of Gilliam's Brazil and Gilliam's work in general, and so my anticipation to view this film and also the earlier Delicatessen as some sort of successor pieces to Gilliam's magnificent films was extremely intensified. Would have sat down with it in late high school, probably aged 16 or 17. I was really rather disappointed with it and also baffled that I was. It was the overbearing and what I thought was obnoxious European or just French sense of humour or quirkiness abundant in that film. The garish close-ups, the crass screaming, the conceited cutesiness, and its seeming desire to be nice and forcibly idiosyncratic really apparently rubbed me the wrong way, and I decried it as repulsively inferior to Brazil or the other classic Gilliam films, which I was an enthused admirer of. It struck a chord of noticeable dislike in me, exacerbated by the fact that this had been a film which I had really wanted to passionately revere. I wanted it to improve my life in the way that I felt Brazil or Blade Runner or even a work like Otomo's Akira had, for denying me this, for keeping my life stagnant at a time when I felt a film like City of Lost Children could genuinely save it. I had found it hard to forgive the film. My distaste for it would continue through my earlier adulthood, and it would extend to a general disliking of Jean-Pierre Jeunet's works in general. I did see Delicatessen later, not long after having first watched The City of Lost Children, and actually much preferred it. I considered it to be a solid movie for a number of years. I haven't seen it in some time, though I suspect I'd likely still enjoy that film. But I was never a fan of Jeunet's most well-known title, Amelie, personally, and I still consider Alien Resurrection to be frustratingly terrible, even by the time I'd become a great admirer and champion of, at least the assembly cut of, the utterly maligned historically sequel, Alien Free. Resurrection still felt wholly dumbed down and entirely unaware of its own ugly cynicism, so I think personally, Jeunet's works after Amelie are not seemingly well considered. I have little to no interest in them, and not many appear to be talking about them as far as I can see. And actually we're at a point where even Amelie is not near as championed as it once was, and those two Gilliam-esque features are the only still popularly liked, among online film communities perhaps, of Jeunet's filmography, as far as I can gauge, mostly at a distance, it ought to be said. When I look at it now, I do find it easy to like. I can quite appreciate the production values. Its distinct art design is pretty admirable and undeniably imaginative. I do enjoy the better roles of Ron Perlman, and he certainly does very well in this film. Were it one of Gilliam's films, either released in the French language or via it being performed in English, this film has an English language dub, which I'm fairly sure is what I watched when I first was viewing it as an adolescent. I think I tried to watch it in French first and thought the English language dub would improve my response to it, which it seemed to not particularly do so. I still don't think I'd place it in the top echelon of his titles or one of Gilliam's films hypothetically, but it does hold as pretty solid a feature, I would say now. So yeah, I do like it now, but I had a mildly bitter history with it, for what it's worth.